Just got back from space. Had a great time up there. So I'm guessing you probably can think, what project are we gonna do in this hands-on STEM activity? You guessed it. We are gonna build some rockets, blast off some rockets, talk about the 8 phases of the moon, talk about motion, force, acceleration, gravity, talk about Newton's first, Newton's second, and Newton's third law. We're gonna be talking about jet propulsion and other things in this next cool activity in the hands-on STEM lab. So let's go back and talk about some of those vocabulary words I mentioned. I know I kind of accelerated through that. So acceleration, one of those words, is a change in velocity. Okay, so sometimes if something's going down on an angle or going up as far as a rocket, that's the change in velocity, and that's acceleration. Motion is when you move an object from one position to another position. Now, that object is moved by force. Now, force is a push or a pull that changes that object's motion. The most familiar force that we experience every day is gravity. Gravity is what pulls you back down to the ground. So let's say if you just happen to jump, what pulls you back down to the surface is gravity. Newton's first law, a body in motion tends to remain in motion. A body at rest tends to remain at rest unless acted on by an outside force. Newton's second law, a force acting on an object will change its velocity by changing either its speed, direction, or both. Force equals mass times acceleration. Newton's third law, for every force in action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Angular distance is determined by measuring the angle between the rocket's position on the launch pad and the highest point reached by the rocket as seen by the tracking station or observer. We have a really cool pre-activity for you today. We're gonna learn about the 8 phases of the moon. What you'll need for this activity is a pen, a piece of paper, and 8 cream-filled sandwich cookies. Just like this. So the first phase is the new moon phase. Then you'll carve out a waxing crescent, a waxing half, waxing gibbous. You'll have a full moon. You'll have a waning gibbous. You'll have a waning half and a waning crescent. So we're gonna give you about a minute or 2 to create your 8 phases of the moon, and then we'll get to building our rocket. Couldn't help myself. Now let's blast off and build some cool rockets. So what we'll need is a liter of water. We'll need a liter plastic bottle. We need some plastic tubing. We need 3 fins. We have our fin connector. We have a bung. Then we need a bung connector. Now our last piece is our pipe connector. This will connect our plastic tubing to our bike pump. Last but not least, we need a bike pump. Okay, so let's build. We have our plastic bottle. We're gonna take our fin connector and just twist on the top. Twist. Make sure it's on there very secure. Good. Now, in these slots, just slide our fin in. 1, 2, 3. Now we have a rocket. Now let's connect our rocket to our pump. We're gonna use our bung connector with our bung. We're gonna place it there. Okay, and we use a pin to press down to make sure that bung connector goes all the way through. We take one of the ends of our plastic tube and just press it in, make sure it's secure. So we're going all the way down. so we have a good connection. So now we have our bung connector connected to our plastic tube. We're gonna connect our other bike connector to the tube. Push, 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 and now we're locked in. Okay, so now, here's our rocket. We're gonna pour water into the second line. Okay, so let's do that now. Make sure you're careful with your water. Let's take our water. Let's see if we got a good pour. Oh, quality. Look at that. Get right on that second line, perfect. Okay. We're gonna connect that end here to our bike pump at the top. So just plug that in, secure it, snap it. Now, we're gonna take our bung connector, secure the bottom of our rocket, push. Now, we're gonna turn this over. Now let's go outside and blast these rockets off. All right, we're outside ready to launch these rockets. Make sure, kids, you have a parent with you. Supervise, you wanna have a big open space so when your rocket launches, nothing can interfere with it, nothing can mess with it. If it goes into the street, make sure you have a parent with you, look both ways, retrieve your rocket, come back. Okay, now, let's launch these rockets.
This is Project Command. Stand by to power transfer. Time is X minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, I hope you had as much fun as I did launching these rockets. So today we learned about force, motion, gravity, and acceleration. NASA and Chevron have partnered together to develop technologies for both Earth and space. So the really cool thing that we did today is launch these rockets and talked about Earth and space. See how we merged those two? So I hope you had a great time. STEM solution seekers. See you next time, Hands-On STEM.